It's time to break down the biggest stories of the day. This is the top 3 stories of the day on KSLSports.com. 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
Jacob Ed, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Join Scotty G and friends coming up today at Kenny J's Barbecue from noon to 3. It's the 60 in 60 ranking show at Kenny J's Barbecue, located 11610 District Drive in South Jordan. Go get some delicious food and help with the 60 and 60.
Absolutely.
Sounds like I can't believe that we're starting to crunch through 60 and 60. It just goes to show. Oh, it's the re-rank today. I was going to say it goes to show how college football truly has become a year-round sport, which is...
It is true.
Which definitely is true. Although it does feel like we are in the quietest of times.
Yeah, for college football.
Yeah, I mean spring ball. Just wait until the rash of transfers after spring ball, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though there's only one window, how is that? How did that ever work? And how is that going to work this year? And will we actually see spring practices because coaches will trust that their players won't transfer?
No, we will never see spring ball again.
Remember, Bronco wouldn't even let anybody in the building at Utah State. I think Scotty wanted to go, and they were like, sorry, voice of the Aggies.
You the lunatic? Yeah.
Sorry, Scotty G, but you could let something slip.
Yep. A player caught a pass at a Utah spring game, and he transferred immediately, and that was the end of it. Last time you got to watch a Kyle Whittingham practice.
But, I mean, I don't know how much I guess the big discussion, how much are the regulations they're even trying to put in, having a transfer portal, how much does that even matter? Because could you just transfer and sue and play right? I mean.
Yeah. You can just withdraw from school. You're not even in the transfer portal at that point. You're just not in school anymore, right? That's the workaround we've seen for a lot of players.
Do they handcuff you to the radiator in the math building?
Only if you're a quarterback in the Big Ten. Only if you play at Washington.
No, if you're a quarterback in the Big Ten, you get to smoke out the locker room.
Yeah.
Did you see that video?
Which one?
The Michigan. They were smoking out. They were smoking out the locker room.
Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, but if you're the star quarterback, you get to do that sort of thing.
Absolutely. But you can't transfer.
I'd laugh if the smoke alarm went off and it's like, don't worry about it. All right. It's time for the top 3 stories of the day. KSLSports.com. Brought to you by J. Brooks Jewelers. Cherish your love with J. Brooks Jewelers. Explore their expertly crafted engagement rings made from the very finest materials. J. Brooks Jewelers. All right. What is number 1 today, Christian?
Number 1, the Jazz back in action after the All-Star break, and that injury report is lengthy.
The Utah Jazz here. I will just read it for you. Larry Markkinen has been downgraded to questionable with an illness after not being on the injury report last night. Keontae George is still out with his right ankle sprain. Jaren Jackson obviously out for the year. Walker Kessler out for the year. Yusuf Nurkic out for nose injury management. Something happened over the break. And Oscar Tshiebwe is questionable with
Did you
concussion.
say nose injury management? He's got a nose injury?
Nose, injury management. Must have taken an elbow to the face.
Okay. Yeah, that's very specific. I like it.
As we said, I don't know how much Nurk we're going to see the rest of the year, especially in games of this ilk.
Well, yeah, he's got a sprained nose.
Yeah, his nose. He's got ingrown nose hair, which is a real doozy.
He's having some serious nose
those are
issues.
the worst.
I had a friend who seriously broke his nose, and it has absolutely impacted his life from then on.
Oh, nose pain is the worst. Yeah, deviated septum
still absolutely impacts his life. Poor guy.
No question about it.
So prayers up for Nurk's nose.
Nurk nose. He's got a bad case of Nurk nose.
I don't know if he could recover.
Let me see if I can NBA injury reports. Let me see if I can pull up what the Memphis Grizzlies injury report is so far as well.
15 healthy noses.
The Grizzlies have Santi Aldama is out. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out for the season. I think he's getting his pinky finger rearranged. I'm not kidding. I think that's what they said, realignment. Brandon Clark is out. Walt Clayton Jr., doubtful, unfortunately. Right calf contusion. Cedric Howard, their good young player, their rookie top 10 pick, out with a right knee hyperextension. Zach Edey out. Stress reactions at his foot. He just might not play very long, too big. Ty Jerome out. Injury management. John Morant out. UCL sprain. And Scottie Pippen Jr. out with left great toe. injury management.
How many players do you have to have? 7?
You have to have at least 8 dressed.
8?
Yeah.
Are they going to make it?
The Grizz, going to be close. It's going to be very tight.
That's 9 players on the injury report right now.
Mm-hmm. Solved. Problem solved.
Ben, you got a Grizzlies jersey?
I can probably go get one. Go to the thrift store and see if they have, old Zach Randolph jersey floating around or something I can throw on. Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson's available. He's in uniform.
Slow-mo is ready to go. The slow-mo revenge game.
We'll see Taylor Hendricks play tonight. We'll see him trying to take it out on his old team. And then on the flip side, Jazz will probably play John Conchar and Vince Williams Jr. So Jazz are still going to have a good chance to win this game. The Grizzlies are terrible, and they're resting everybody as well. But early game, 5 o'clock. It's not always the case on Fridays or in Memphis, so get a little bit of a extra time tonight.
Underrated, hilarious bit in a movie is when Jim Carrey has the nose whistle in Me, Myself, and Irene, and he's running to catch the train, and you just hear the whistle.
Whistling.
I think Nurk has a little bit of the nose whistle going.
Probably, yeah.
Rough.
It's not great.
What's next?
Number 2, Team USA Hockey. The women take gold yesterday against Canada. Men taking on Slovakia later today.
Can I ask you this? Do you think a hockey player, man or woman, has ever missed a game due to a nose issue?
I bet a puck to the face will, change your availability pretty quickly. But for this type of nose issue,
there's no way. I mean, even if they were missing the game because of a nose issue, there's no way they're putting that on the report. I mean,
no. Well, they don't. They
it would be upper body. No. But I mean, like call it like an orbital bone or something.
Yeah,
like
right.
You can't put nose.
I agree.
You can't put nose injury on the report.
Yeah, you're not going to put nose, questionable.
Yeah, like you're out with the nose.
Also, someone's going to come punch you. Now, the problem is Yusuf Nurkic does get punched a lot as well. He is the most punchable player in the NBA, apparently. Not because I feel that way, but because he's been in a lot of fights before where guys seem to want to punch him.
When is the next home game?
I think they have 2 games on the road this weekend?
If you are not in front of Nurk at the first home game and ask the question, how's your nose? I'm going to be pretty bent.
Oh, we're not going to see Nurk. I mean, honestly, we're not going to see Nurk again. Especially in games against New Orleans. At home, Jazz need to lose both of those games because New Orleans has a chance to leap the Jazz. So if the Jazz can lose next Thursday, it's funny, the Jazz come back from this break and they basically stay on the break. They play tonight, then they don't play again until Monday, then they don't play again until Thursday. Jazz have all this time off right now, and then they're going to have a more condensed schedule to close the season.
Nurk's nose needs
a week.
Needs the rest.
So we'll see what Nurk nose can do.
I'm sorry, we're talking about hockey.
Talk hockey?
No.
Awesome game. In all honesty, Canada didn't dominate, but scored the shorthanded goal to open the second period, and really looked to be in control the rest of the game. 2 minutes left, or 2.5 minutes left. The U.S. team pulls the goalie and then scores pretty quickly, about 30 seconds after they pulled the goalie. Send it to OT, and it was long. It was kind of a longer OT, 3-on-3 still, but Keller was able to put it in the back of the net. So very cool game, and one all-time great. And what was, I thought, the best day of the Olympics for the Americans so far yesterday, including Alyssa Liu winning the gold in figure skating.
Oh, you were clowning figure skating like the other day.
I realized part of it is because, it's still not great. But she was awesome. She skates. She's very fun to watch skate. Also, because the Americans are always terrible in it. They showed her she's one of 8 women to ever win a medal or a gold in 70 years. It's like, no wonder I don't like it. It's been 20 years since we've had an American to root for.
Who was the last one?
Hughes. Am I right? Was that the woman who won here in Salt Lake City?
Carla?
To look at the gold medal.
Carla Hughes? Well, what's her name? Yamaguchi was pretty good. I was in the 90s.
Good. Yeah, she was really good. 92.
And Nancy, of course, who I believe won silver. Does that sound right? We're putting way too much time into this.
So, anyways, Alyssa Liu was very fun. I thought it was fun to finally get an American to root for.
Sarah Hughes, does that sound right? Anyway, what's next, Christian?
Number 3, earlier you guys brought up some of these
Sarah Hughes, you're exactly right. Good job. Here in Salt Lake City.
Anti-tanking measures. Are any of these going to work?
No.
The men, by the way, play in the Olympics coming up here in a little bit. Canada still down 12 minutes to go, 2-1. Dominating shots on goal, 26-12, but can't get it across the net. That's why these Olympic Games are so crazy. No, the anti-tanking.
None of these would work. I mean, none of them would prevent tanking entirely. I mean, you could pick some of your favorites, but I honestly don't even think they put that much thought into this whole thing. I think they just released a list of stuff to point out, like, hey.
I saw this. I saw someone suggest this. Maybe this is an idea. What if we try this? Yeah, what it's going to do is it's just going to change how teams tank. It's not going to change tanking. It's not going to change the fact that it's going to exist. It's just going to change how teams do it. And so you just got to figure out how you're going to do it to best benefit the system.
Do you have a least favorite?
I think flattening the lottery odds entirely does encourage a lot of teams to miss the playoffs because you're saying, oh, man, we got a 6% chance to win the lottery now? Like, that's what you get when you're, like, in ninth place.
Every team from the third seed down would
Should
be
tank.
trying to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, right. If you don't have home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, or, like, you're the Utah Jazz in 2021 who just lose to the Los Angeles Clippers in the second round with the best record in the NBA, you realize, like, oh, man, maybe next year we should just tank, and because we're not going to get better with
our current
team with the salary all locked up. But if we could somehow get a 6% chance, or, 100 divided by 14 is about 6 or 7%. If we have a 7% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, and then adding that to Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, then we're cooking. Then we really got something going. Like, that team's going to be encouraged to tank.
My least favorite one was that you cannot get a top 3 pick after
making the conference
final, because that is so just a one-off exemption. It's the Pacers this year.
Yep.
Kind of the Warriors a few years ago when they got.
I don't remember what the Raptors did after Kawhi left.
Drafted Wiseman. No, they were pretty good after Kawhi left. I think they made the playoffs.
They still had some good players.
The next year. That it's like such a one-off example. Like, what is that accomplishing?
Yeah,
Nothing.
I'm totally with you. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. If you want, again, I have said maybe the top 30 or all 30 teams have equal opportunity to win the lottery. And if you wanted to say yes, but the teams that made the conference finals the year before can't win the lottery, they don't have the ability to move into the top 2 draft picks. Okay, that way, this year's Thunder don't end up drafting whoever, Darren Peterson or AJ DeBonza. Okay, maybe that's it. So the other 26 teams are actually the ones competing and everyone gets a 4% chance. Maybe that's more interesting, but they didn't even put that on the list. That's not out there.
Nope.
So we'll see what they actually do. But you're going to have to really significantly flatten tanking altogether if you want to actually change it and stop teams from tanking, and they're not going to.
I still think just get rid of the draft. Keep the cap, get rid of the draft. The rule now is you can't sign a free agent if you're over the cap. So if Cooper Flagg came out and the Lakers were over the cap, well,
can't get him.
Too bad. And by the way, the whole shoe company thing people were throwing out, that's dumb. Because if the shoe company's player isn't playing, then the shoe company isn't marketing that shoe. And that applies to maybe 2 or 3 players, and pretty much no rookie ever has gotten their own shoe outside of Donovan Mitchell, and it was because he was with Adidas.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, they needed him.
They needed him. So I don't buy that shoe company crap. That's around the edges, and by the way, still exists now. So I don't know how getting rid of the draft would have that. I've seen that narrative everywhere. In fact, I saw an agent yesterday on the Snap Talk say, "Yeah, that's not a thing." So
small owners are never going to let it happen. I did hear an interesting idea of flatten the lottery odds completely, but also have the top overall pick be so exorbitantly expensive that if you win it, you have to trade all your good players to keep him. So, like, if you were the Thunder this year and you get the number 1 overall pick, but it costs $30 million a year, you can't afford to keep him.
Yeah.
You're going to be so far over the luxury tax at that point that you have to trade Chet Holmgren or you have to trade Jalen Williams to make room for him on your roster, or you have to trade the pick.
But you are assuming that the number 1 pick is any good and that somebody would
exactly
want it.
Right. The problem is when you draft Zachary Rieseshay and it costs $35 million a year, and you're like, I don't want Zachary Rieseshay.
Right.
And now we're submarine because our salary cap is in hell for the next 5 years.
And
with
you
this
forced
bum.
me to make a pick.
You forced me to draft this guy
and pay him that. Yeah,
correct. Exactly right. That's the problem with all of these tanking rules, which is the first time you mention it, it sounds like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then you do literally any bit of work to pull the thread on the sweater, and it just unravels so quickly. And that's the problem with basically every one of these issues, which is how I think where we got to where we are with tanking right now, which is, what if this is the best system? What if this is actually the best way to do it? And you're just going to find more ways to, A, put cats in the walls, and B, make it harder for other teams to compete. And we might run into that.
No, I think they're doing this to get out of the headlines, and then they will do as little as possible.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You've already seen Mark Cuban come out and start the PR campaign for tanking is good.
Tanking's good, actually. Yep. Because it sells hope, and hope is what teams want.
It's a PR thing. This is all a PR thing.
Canada just tied it up.
But yet we're also worried about justice because we're, good people, that we have to nitpick everything and say, see, they did. And it's not about that at all.
Yep.
At all. Adam Silver, you'd have to – he doesn't care about tanking. He doesn't care at all.
He cares right now about winning the press cycle, the news cycle.
He should go back into his closet with the no sunlight, and just stay there. If he wants to solve this problem,
Go
he
back
should
in the
just
casket, yeah.
go back in the crypt.
Yeah.
Well, closets are dark,
Sure.
which is really all I was alluding to. Thank you for that, Ben. All right, stay tuned. We'll have more next. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.